watch this, learn, and if you get a little fired up, watch to the end, because I think you're gonna love every minute of it. See, we're gonna play a word association test. What's the first word that comes to mind when you hear Israel?
Judaism.
Aid.
Netanyahu.
Tax dollars.
Liability.
Sacred.
Tax dollars.
Conflict.
Complex. Controversial.
Scary.
Strategic.
Mossad.
So Mossad, of all the different things that would come to mind, why does their intelligence service come to mind?
Reminds me of the CIA.
Okay.
When you hear like Epstein, right? Do you connect the Epstein issue immediate, like first connection in your mind? That's also connected to Mossad and Israel, or are they feel separate in your mind?
Separate.
I think there's a growing consensus that there's a connection there among Gen Z.
Yeah, I think that's definitely gaining velocity.
It was the State Department's stated goal that we were working on negotiations with Iran. You can say they wouldn't have panned out. You can say that maybe they were imminently about to collapse, but we were still in active negotiation, and yet Israel launches Operation Rising Lion to go in and strike Iran while we're mid-negotiation.
How many of you guys would say you think Israel got us into that conflict? You would say yes. You would not say so much?
I think we were willing to join that conflict. I don't think we were pulled in unwantingly as if we were dragged by a leash.
Shut up, bitch!
What would you want to see from their government? If their government came out and said, we have a 5-year plan to decouple from U.S. aid, would that help people's view of Israel? If they said, hey, we want to be self-reliant.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think that would help?
Yes.
If they're like, thank you for the help since 1948, we're a rich country, we've balanced our budget, we have money in our sovereign wealth fund, which they actually do. Thank you. We're now going to decouple over the next 5 years and basically transition. Do you think that people would think higher of Israel? At least we'd stop talking about it so much.
Yeah. Countries also are lobbying. Do you think, that you probably don't know the names of those countries, but it's happening. Does that upset you equally, or is AIPAC just get all the press because it's so top of mind?
If those other ones are doing the same thing, of course. I do not think that other countries should be telling us how to spend, telling our representatives and people who are here to represent all of us that they should be focusing outside of the United States. America first. Thank you.
I find
From what the
Yeah,
left
do you guys
does.
think it's anti-Semitic to say you don't like Bibi Netanyahu?
No.
No.
I don't believe so.
There is a rise of Jew hate, but it's not the majority mover. I think the majority mover of Gen Z and Gen Z conservatives is exhaustion.
Precisely.
Would you guys think that's a fair categorization?
Yes, for sure.
I mean, again, there is like an isolated, like weirdo. I hate Jews. We don't like that. No one in decent society wants that. But instead, it's kind of like, can we just, I don't know, make it so I can buy a home?
Exactly.
You're not anti-Israel. You don't wish them harm. You're not, like cheering on Iran.
No, I support Israel. I think they're our ally. I want them.
But you would be called an anti-Semite by some people for saying this.
And I think that's ridiculous. I don't hate Jews because I think a nation should defend themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the most ridiculous thing ever.
I feel like it's becoming like the word racism. Like we just disagree with them, so we just have to call them a name. I don't think they're actually anti-Semitic. I think people just can't agree with them and they can't prove them wrong, so they just throw a word out and be like, you're anti-Semitic because you think that we should stop sending our money there.
Something that I see amongst the people I'm around, I do see more like general disdain towards, just being honest, Jewish people.
That's correct.
Just because they're constantly being told that you hate Jews. And it's like, fine. If you're going to say I hate Jews over and over and over again, like, if I'm going to be convicted of the crime, I might as well do the crime. With all the talk of race, the more we talk about it, the more we talk about it, the more we bring it up, the more racism actually happens.
This is like, I try to tell, thank you for saying this, like, because like, I try to tell these people and they're like, we must get more aggressive. People said what Tucker said is anti-Semitic. I don't hold that view, but it's like a lot of people on Twitter are like calling us out and like, whatever. That's not gonna happen. But if we were to cancel Tucker, would anti-Semitism increase or decrease?
I think increase because that means any supporter of Tucker Carlson's statement therefore makes them anti-Semites.
Guilt and association, 100%.
Which is, I love Israel. I visited there. My wife and I had the best experiences ever. I saw where Jesus rose from the dead and he walked on water. But also, I'm an American and I represent a generation that can't afford anything. And you need to have the prudence to reject the Jew hate. Like, okay, we're not going to put up with that. That's dumb. But also, if you call everyone an anti-Semite, if they don't take a puritanical view of the Netanyahu government, then I think it's bad for everybody.
So would you guys all basically safe to say welcome us not talking about Israel nearly as much?
Yes.
100%.
Pain. And one thing a friend said to me, interestingly, which is, okay, Charlie, we've pushed back against the media on COVID, on lockdowns, on Ukraine, on the border, on, so like, maybe we should also ask a question. Is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question, that maybe we shouldn't believe everything the media says, because I know I've been conditioned to ask a lot more critical questions over the last couple. Ask a question. Is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question, that maybe we shouldn't believe everything the media says, because I know I've been conditioned to ask a lot more critical questions over the last couple of years. So, Ben, some people would accuse Israel of wanting to ethnically cleanse. Some people in the Israeli government are saying, again, it's all over the place, right? You have opinions all over. In your opinion, what would a good outcome 5 years from now?
Netanyahu personally requested that Charlie Kirk visit Israel 2 weeks before his assassination, and he apparently denied the request. Somewhere in here, we have a report that he was apparently also turning down funding from Bibi and Israel-aligned factions in the last several months. Then it was kind of weird when Benjamin Netanyahu tweeted praying for Charlie Kirk at 3:02 p.m. Literally, he tweeted it before President Trump. It was like within a minute or two of the actual shooting. It was like right when it happened. As though that's so weird. This guy is the really suspicious one. I mean, hate to say it, but he is an Ashkenazi Jew in one of the least Jewish states in America. There's also this thread where he was involved in 9/11 propaganda, which is the video kind of showing on the right there, which is a weird coincidence. But the main thing is this guy was arrested at first as though he was the suspect. And that's because he was acting like a fucking suspect, apparently. And when they drug him off, he was, shoot me.
Was that you? We don't know if it's him or not.
And it was very weird. And it was not the kind of behavior that an innocent person, like if you're innocent, you would be like, hey, I didn't do this. I'm innocent. But Ben Shapiro is apparently now taking over Charlie's place at TPUSA, which is not the best look. Like it makes sense. Let's be clear. It makes sense based upon just the landscape of the conservative movement and Ben's relationship with Charlie over the years. It makes sense. But there's this other, subtext, this other layer that does not look great. It's like, the giant Zionist organization and the beloved founder and head of the whole thing that just got assassinated brutally, that there's a bunch of rumors that he was breaking up with Israel, and there's a bunch of evidence that he was breaking up with Israel, and then he's assassinated in cold blood, and then they pick the Jew shill that everyone thinks is a Mossad agent that no one trusts and no one listens to anymore. They pick him to take over that extremely powerful political grassroots right-wing organization. That's pretty awkward choice, guys. And